Checking section 5, 6. In 1, 3, and 5, we were told that y varies inversely with x. Remember that the inverse variation standard formula is xy equals k. So we are told x is 3 and y is 6. So 3 times 6 would give me a k of 18. So my equation is xy equals 18. Xy equals k. X is 8, y is 7. That means k is 56. And so we get an equation of xy equals 56. Xy equals k. 2.8 times 10 would be 28. So that's my k value. So xy equals 28. And so that's all you have to do. In 11 through 15, you are told that this is an inverse relationship and you are missing one of the coordinates. Well, the situation is if these are all inverse relationships and it's the same inverse relationship, then xy has to equal the same value in each case. So you're going to take xy has to equal xy. So 3 times 5 has to equal 1 times n. So n would have to be 15 because 1 times n is just n, and 3 times 5 is 15. So x times 55 has to equal 5 times 77. To isolate on x, I'm going to divide by 55. I purposely did not multiply that 5 times that 77 because I see this. 55 and 77 are both divisible by 11. And then 5 will go into 5 one time, and I end up with that x is 7. So that's my missing number there. On number 15, 50 times 13 is equal to t times 50. Divide both sides by 50. And we will get t equals 5 will go into 50 10 times. 10 times 13 is 130. Number 17, 24 times 1.6 has to equal c times 0.04. Divide both sides by 0.04. And this 1.6 divided by 0.4, if you move the decimal one place, is 4. So we get 24 times 4, which would be 96. Yeah, because 4 days is 96 hours. So that's my one there. 23 is a word problem. It says, suppose that a camper took 2 hours to ride around a reservoir at 10 miles an hour at the beginning of the summer. By the end of the summer, she can ride around the reservoir in an hour and a half. What is her rate at the end of the summer? So we do rate times time, which was the rate was 10 originally and the time is 2 hours, is going to equal the rate, which is unknown, times the new time, which is an hour and a half, because the distance is the same. That's going to be 20. 20 divided by 1.5, move the decimal, that'll go in one time. 15, 50 will go in 3 times, would be 45, with 5 left over. So I get 13 and 5/15. 5/15 is a third. So if you went decimal wise, it would have been a repeating decimal. And then 24, 25, and 26, they ask you this question: are these inverse or direct? And whatever they are, give the equation. So remember that in an inverse relationship, xy is going to equal that number, that k. In a direct variation, y over x is going to equal that number, because for a direct, this is inverse, this is direct. The standard formula for an inverse variation is xy equals k. The standard formula for a direct is y equals kx. And that's how I got this. If you divide both sides by x, you get this constant of variation is equal to y over x. So let's look here and see. 2 times 1 would be 2. 5 times 2.5 is not 2. So I know it's not inverse. So I can stop there on that. Is it direct? 1 over 2 for the first spot would be 1/2. 2.5 over 5, well, that's 1/2 as well. And then 4 over 8 reduces to 1/2. So this is a direct variation. And the standard formula is y equals k, which we just determined was 1/2 x. 35 or 25, we're going to do the same thing. Is it inverse? 4 times 15 is 60. xy equals 60. 6 times 10 is 60. 10 times 6 is 60. So this is inverse, and it is xy equals 60. 26, 3 times 24 is 72. 9 times 8 is 72, and 12 times 6 is 72. So this one is also inverse, and so it would be xy equals 72. So if it is direct variation, y over x will give you your number, your constant of variation. If it's inverse, x times y will give you your constant of variation. Okay, then 27 through 29, they want to know, is this a direct or an inverse variation? To tell whether it's direct or inverse, you need to see what is going to happen. If one goes up and the other goes up, if they both go in the same direction, then it's a direct variation. If they go in opposite directions, one goes up, the other goes down, that's an inverse relationship. So if you look at number 27, you buy some chicken for $1.79 a pound. As you buy more chicken, the cost goes up. You buy more, cost goes up. One goes up, the other goes up. This is a direct variation. Number 28. An 8-slice pizza is shared equally among a group of friends. So if you have more friends, what happens to the number of pieces each person gets? Less pizza per person. That's an inverse relationship. One is going up, the other is going down. And then 29, you find the length and width of several rectangles. Each has an area of 24. So you cannot change the overall area. The overall area is length times width, and it's 24. So one possibility would be an 8 by 3. Another possibility would be a 6 by 4. Another possibility would be a 4 or a 2 by 12. They all have the same area, but look what happened. One number goes down and the other number is increasing. Because the area is having to stay the same, when one number goes down, the other number goes up. That's an inverse relationship.